Okay. Angel, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Corliss. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. So today, Angel from Unique Solutions and myself, Corliss Wood from Clutter Corrections by Corliss, we're just here to talk about some of the changes that we've made during COVID-19 and how we are having to make changes not only in our company, but how we service our clients. And we just wanted to share with you to let you know some of those things that we're doing to help out. So, Angel, I know that during this time, things just went kind of bonkers for you, for your company, and for my company. And what maybe were a couple of the first things that you had to do when all of this started?
So first things is making sure that employees are safe and clients are safe. Next stage was retraining our employees and learning more about this enemy, this virus and how we can combat it. And now it is learning how can we work still with the virus around, and what can we do to help our clients, because as a cleaning company, we are in a very unique position to fight the virus, to break that chain of infection by using EPA registered hospital grade disinfectants. And so all of our equipment is being disinfected on a daily basis between properties. And that is it's an important step, but you have to have proper training to use that kind of disinfectants. And,
Great.
and I'm sure you're going into private spaces, personal spaces. So what kind of measures are you taking?
Well, so what I've had to do up to this point is really go virtual. Because of the mandates stated here, we are not able to go into homes, or my business isn't able to go into any homes right at this time. However, that's looking like things are changing, which is great. But what we've done and what I've done is I've done virtual sessions. So using FaceTime and um, Zoom. And then there are clients who actually, don't want to be on video, so they prefer to do either a Marco Polo, which is just a video chat showing some images, or actually just sending me their images and then we talk through it on the phone, which can be a little bit more challenging, but I have to respect others' privacy. So that's one way that we've been able to do this. Moving forward, however, um, and being able to go out where the environment is at a very low risk, such as helping someone get packed and ready to move, or someone moving in and needing to be unpacked and organized. Those are low risk as long as there's maybe one client, no more than two people, and with great distance of space. And when in those environments, I really don't need much for the client to have to tell me, I want to keep this or I don't want to keep that, because most of the things they're keeping or they generally discarded is before they've moved and they're moving in. So organizing in an environment where it is low risk and I'm by myself tends to work out a little bit better. So that's one of the things that I've been able to do, as well as, when going out, starting to go out in these low risk environments, I'll also always have on a mask, and will
Just
use
gonna
it
ask you
as
that, yeah,
necessary.
because you're
And
packing and unpacking items, right?
exactly, and then the hand sanitizing and lots of soap, hand washing with soap and water.
And when you're doing this packing, unpacking, is your client present in the same room?
Generally not, because when I'm doing especially with the unpacking, they have already moved in with the things that they want to keep. So, and we have kind of a more of a clear understanding that during this time, there's nowhere to take donations. So trying to unload those kinds of items right now, unless they're things that really need to be discarded, donations and things have to either be stored into one place and just saved until the donation centers are open, or we just put those things, I can just put those things away. Where as far as packing goes, as long as the client will let me know, this is the room that needs to be packed. These are all these items needed. That's very easy to do. So I really don't need anyone to be right, in my near presence for any length of time. Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense because in our case, that is one of the client's concerns. When the team comes in, because they're home, that sometimes is a family with the kids and husband and wife. So what usually they do is they will go to the basement while we're cleaning the top floor. Once that top floor it's clean and disinfected, then they go upstairs, we clean the main floor and then finish in the basement. But we're always maintaining that social distance, and our teams are also wearing gloves and masks and shoe covers and goggles,
Mhm.
so that for the client's protection and also the staff.
Right.
But even before we arrive at the client's homes, it is asking the question to our clients and staff whether somebody in the household has had any symptoms. Because if, let's say, if the client has somebody in the house has been sick, then they can cancel even if it's the same day. We have avoided our cancellation policy. We used to say, look, if you need to cancel, let us know ahead of time. Now you can cancel the same day because somebody is sick, because you're helping us just cut that chain. And with employees, the same way. It could be the employee that is not feeling well, or somebody in their house is not feeling well, and then we have a method of keeping track of who called in, the reason why, and whether that person got tested or not, and what the results were, before they can come back and to work the next week, or sometimes if they tested positive, then you have to wait longer, then
Right.
get tested again,
Right.
and then we have to reincorporate. So it's a long process that we have to do now to protect everyone's safety.
Right. And that's important because we want to be sure that we are staying safe and that we are, more importantly, keeping our clients safe when we're coming into their homes. So that's mostly what I've been able to do. But the virtual sessions are going well. That seems to be key right now, is just taking those small areas. Generally, I'll have them take a smaller area. If I was going to do a full home, I will generally have them take their biggest problem area, and then we take it down into very small sizes, and we start to organize smaller areas instead of trying to tackle one big thing, because that can be very overwhelming to someone who needs to have their home organized. This is already difficult, and it can be even a little bit more challenging when the organizer is not physically present. But I
Right.
have a way to be able to work with them, and we just work at a smaller scale and get it done little bit by little bit. And that seems to work and keep everybody happy at the same time, and as well as, keeping everybody safe at the same time.
Right, but I am sure for your clients it is helpful to have a system, in of what things. I'm not sure how it works for you when you're organizing a closet, but I'm sure there's jackets and suits and items where they go, instead of having a pile of clothes
Mhm.
somewhere. You don't know whether they're clean or dirty, and I can't picture what kind of what are the kind of work, the jobs that you take. But
Right.
when you have to reorganize a closet, and not having a structure to having a structure, it's gotta be better, and especially now that you need to keep track of things. Let's say you had to go to the store, then you come back, you take off that jacket. Do you put that jacket back in the same space in the closet, or does that jacket go somewhere else because it was exposed to the outside?
Right. Right. Or better yet, their mask. Where's the mask? So, and that's important because we always go back to everything has a home. Everything has a home. So if we put those items back in the same place where we've given them a home, then they're always available to find.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think that even for us, when we had to retrain the staff, it was giving them a system. We used to use feather dusters, And now we cannot use feather dusters because those are reusable. Now we have to use disposable dusters. So they get used throughout the house, then go in the
Mhm.
trash can. Vacuum bags, same way. They get used in the house, it goes in the trash bag. Then we disinfect the canister and put a clean bag for the next home. The same, shoe covers, gloves, everything has to be disposed, put in
Disposed of.
property. So it's but it's having that system that helps our staff keep track of what to do. So I'm sure with professional organizing, giving the clients a system will give a sense of control. I think we were talking the other day.
Right, right. And it does. It really does. And that's one of the things that I provide um, even more exclusively when I'm able to go out to the home and really get to sit down and have a conversation with them, which is what I still do even with the virtual organizing. But it affords me the opportunity when I go out to the home to be able to see the entire house and see the sort of the flow. But with the virtual, they do guided tours throughout the home, a little bit different, but it still works. And then again, still, we just do small areas at a time, which tends to help. We just kind of can't work exactly the same, but it's still a situation where the organizing can get done and the clients are able to understand, what we're working on. And once we finish that area, what the system is, etc.
How long are those sessions usually? The virtual.
Well, right now, they're a little bit shorter. Generally, we work 4 to 5 hours together, but in the beginning, the first couple of sessions, um, well, for the virtuals, I'll work as long as they would like, but generally I'll start out with them like 2 to 3 hours because we're trying to see how well we work together, number one, and number two, I don't like to overwhelm the client when they're just getting started with organizing. Now, if I've worked with them before, or we were like, there's been a couple of clients we were right in the middle of a session when all this ended. Working with them virtually is a little bit easier because we've already gotten the process started and I already know their home, so it makes it a lot easier.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because it's the client actually moving
Mhm.
things and touching your. How long have you been doing professional organizing?
So professional organizing has been a part of my life all of my life. And I started this company back in 2008.
Hmm.
But I do have a son who has autism, and so I took time off to go back into corporate America and work until I got him to a point where he graduated with a diploma from high school, which has always been the ultimate goal. So during that time, my organizing business was not in existence, but I did bring it back to life over a year ago. And so I've been up and running since early mid 2019. Yeah.
That's yeah, and I like your logo is really really cool. And your tagline
Um,
is a rearrange, renew, and live well.
I love it.
That's it's I think it is the truth. It's just to renew, to give, start over with a new system, and then that gives you a chance to renew your life and live well. So you have to continue that lifestyle. So
Exactly. Exactly. I like to empower clients to want to live this kind of life. And sometimes it's a little bit hard for many people, but through empowerment, that gets them to a point where they can believe in themselves and believe that what they're doing is good. And every step makes a difference. Their organizing is not by any means perfection, but what it is just being able to find those items that they have when they need them. They're where they belong. Everything has a home.
yeah, when we go clean and we find these homes that everything has a place, and it's easier to clean, and it's easier to maintain those homes because as the cleaning crews become familiar with the homes, they just wipe down, leave everything in the same place, and the clients is expecting the same thing. And now with COVID, it's easier to disinfect everything because you know where everything goes instead of having to pick up and put things in boxes and piles it. It's easier to clean a home that has been already organized.
Right. Well, that's great. Well, I think that it sounds like what you're doing and what you've done, and I'm sure this was like a knee-jerk reaction when all of this came, and you had to go, oh no. But that's what we do. We take everything in stride and we look at it and say, how can we make this work? We don't look at it and say, this is never going to work. We look at it and say, how are we going to make it work? And we keep things moving forward. There's no reason to stop. There's no reason to say, I can't. There's always a reason to say, how can I? How can I? And get the employees on board. And in my case, where I generally only have one other person with me at times, we're on board.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think many businesses, I mean, all the businesses are doing that. They're
Mhm.
trying to figure it out. How can they reopen? We just today we got 3 calls from 3 different businesses that they're planning to reopen, and they want to have a cleaning company to disinfect their surfaces at least 3 times per week. And we think that's going to happen with a lot of businesses because everybody has safety first in their minds, and they will make sure that they are doing everything possible to ensure their clients' safety and employee safety, but to stay open. It's a survival mode.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Exactly. So we hope that soon we're going to be back to some form of normal living, but I don't know what we don't know what that's really going to look like in the future. But for the time being, COVID-19 is here with us. We have to work through it, work smart, and keep our clients safe, and keep ourselves and our staff safe.
That is, yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yay.
And I hope that we can do this again until we can do it in person.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
Well, Angel, this has been great to know more about your business, and I enjoy sharing more about, clutter corrections with you and unique solutions and how we can and have worked together in different venues. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Thank you so much for your time today.
No, thank you. Thank you for hosting this.
All right, you're quite welcome.